Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 Institut Pasteur PhD graduation ceremony is about to begin. Please take a seat, mute your phones, and enjoy the show. Monica Sala is now going to open the ceremony. Please give her a convincing round of applause.
Hello, everybody. It's really a great pleasure for me to welcome you to the 2022 graduation ceremony. It's even more a pleasure because, as you know, we had two remote ceremonies in 2020 and 2021, and now we are back to a presential format. So I think that everybody enjoys this event even more than we should have done in a remote format. And so we are here all together to welcome and to acknowledge you, graduates from the Institut Pasteur, Paris and Pasteur Network, who graduated between December 2021 and 2022. And we are here to say to you our major respect for your important contribution to our science by your profound dynamism, your profound intelligence and energy that you brought to the Institute along your thesis work. From the very beginning, so I would like to underline that you represent a large community, which is the one made by graduates from the Institut Pasteur Paris and from all the 32 institutes of the Pasteur Network. And so you represent, as a whole, this large international graduate community of the Institut Pasteur. The success of you graduates give to all of us the occasion to have here today Professor Hugo Schein and to listen to his lectures about his major achievement in science and in particular in public health and vaccinology. I'd like here to stress the deep grateful that we have to you, Professor Hugo Schein, for taking the time to come till us here in this room to share your experience and your achievement along your career, despite your very, very busy agenda. A few words about the program of today. So we will have the opening speech by our president, Stewart in a few seconds, the keynote lecture by Professor Hugo Schein, introduced by Christiane Gerke, and followed by the question and answer session, which is specifically dedicated to you graduates. Then it will follow the first musical interludes by the Institut Pasteur Choir. And then Rebecca Grice will introduce you to the Pasteur Network. And then very synthetic presentations will follow by the graduates about their thesis work. Presentations are divided into 3 blocks, separated by 2 more musical interludes, animated by members and colleagues of the campus, the members of the Camouk et les Molécules and the Les Enragés bands. Now, let's welcome Professor Stewart for his opening speech.
Thank you very much, Monica. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Institut Pasteur graduation ceremony. As you've just heard, my name is Stewart Cole, and I'm the president of the Institut Pasteur. It is my privilege and indeed my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Institut Pasteur. Today is a very special day in the scientific and academic life of the Institute, especially for this year's graduates. And this year is a very special year as we are celebrating Louis Pasteur's bicentenary here at the Institut Pasteur and also across the Pasteur Network and throughout the world. First off, I'd like to welcome our highly distinguished guest today, Professor Hugo Schein, Professor of Translational Oncology and Immunology at the University Medical Center in Mainz, Germany. He is also the CEO of BioNTech, a German biotechnology company that is globally recognized as the leader in developing new healthcare interventions. You and Özlem Türeci have been unanimously acclaimed for inventing the world's first effective vaccine against COVID-19 based on the mRNA technology. Not only have you made a very important contribution to biomedical research, Professor Shaheen, but you have also greatly contributed to the global response to one of the most serious health crises of the last 100 years. In so doing, you have helped to save countless lives and given hope to all. So please join me in warmly congratulating Professor Shaheen for these great achievements. Who could have imagined that the discovery of the highly unstable messenger RNA molecule by François Gros and François Jacob from the Institut Pasteur and their colleagues in the US and UK back in 1961 would lead to vaccines 60 years later? It beautifully illustrates, I believe, the innovation continuum from basic research via translational and clinical research to interventions. In other words, from science to health. This was Louis Pasteur's vision, and it is still the ambition of the Institut Pasteur today. In a few moments, I will invite Dr. Chris Gerke, the head of the Institut Pasteur's Vaccinology Initiative, to tell us more about Professor Shaheen's outstanding and indeed very inspiring career. Welcome once again to the Institut Pasteur, Professor Shaheen, and thank you very much for being with us and for sharing so generously your time and expertise. I'd also like to welcome all the representatives and scientific attaches of the embassies and consulates in Paris who are with us. I also welcome the representatives of the ministries of the Île-de-France region and of the city of Paris, all our sponsors and the partners of the Institut Pasteur, notably our colleagues and friends from the Pasteur Network. The Institut Pasteur graduation ceremony would not be possible without the support of Université Paris-Cité, our sister institution, and also Sorbonne Université, Paris Sciences Lettres, and the Université Paris-Saclay. The Pasteur team is delighted to have such a dynamic partnership with these four leading institutions. I'd also like to warmly thank Monica, Sala, and the Education Department for their impressive work in organizing this event with their customary drive and enthusiasm. Finally, and very importantly, I would like to extend a very special welcome to the graduates themselves. The contribution of our PhD students to the research at the Institut Pasteur is huge. They represent around 300 of a total of 1,700 scientists. The students come from all around the world with 70 different nationalities represented. Science knows no country, as you all know very well. The graduation ceremony is a very special day, as I just said. Not so much for us, but for you. This is the end of a formative stage of your career, and your PhD is an internationally recognized sign of high-level achievement. The Institut Pasteur is very proud of what you have already accomplished. You will soon find yourselves at the start of a yet more exciting journey. As young scholars and academics, an extraordinary range of opportunities lies ahead of you, for which, having acquired the Pasteur ethos, you are well equipped. I look forward to seeing you become the next generation of Pasteurian leaders who will help tackle the world's most critical scientific and health problems. So, dear graduates, you are the stars of today's event. Be happy, be proud, but remain humble. This way, you will be worthy heirs of Louis Pasteur. On behalf of the Institute, I congratulate you all and wish you the very best for the next phase of your career. Now, enjoy the ceremony. Thank you.